My name's Dr. John Reed. I am Professor of Clinical Psychology here at the University of East London. The problem we've been addressing over the last couple of years is this epidemic that we have of overprescribing of psychiatric medications in this country and around the world. Our latest figures, NHS figures for last year, were 1 in 6 adults in England last year were prescribed at least one prescription of antidepressants. And it's even higher for women and higher in deprived areas. And trying to understand what that's about, we've discovered that it's not so much that there's more and more people being put on them, but very few people are managing to get off them. We did a couple of very large online surveys just simply asking people about their experiences of antidepressants and found that about half of people talked about withdrawal symptoms when they reduced or came off their medication. Our national guidelines, the National Institute for Clinical Excellence guidelines, say that it's quite rare, say that it's only lasts 1 or 2 weeks, and this is repeated by the Royal College of Psychiatry and various other official bodies. So what you have had for a long time now is people experiencing these withdrawal symptoms going to their GP, but if it's lasted for more than 1 or 2 weeks, the GP understandably look at the guidelines and say, well, it can't be withdrawal symptoms, it must be your depression coming back. So just when they need some help withdrawing slowly and carefully, they might well get put on more medication because it's wrongly diagnosed as the depression coming back. Now, this issue has been approached by the All-Party Parliamentary Group on Dependence on Prescribed Drugs, which has paid a lot of attention to it and persuaded Public Health England to do an in-depth review of. I was the British Psychological Society's representative on that report, and with a colleague from Roehampton University, Dr. James Davies, we did a review of all the literature on withdrawal from antidepressants. We found that an average of 15 studies found that 56% of people, when they came off antidepressants, were experiencing withdrawal effects. And of those, about a half described them as severe. That was fed into the Public Health England review. They, and looking at that and other research, came out with some superb recommendations, such as proper services within the NHS for people who want to come off these drugs. NICE guidelines actually changed. In October 2019, they changed their guidelines from that inaccurate statement that they only last 1 or 2 weeks and are quite mild, to a much more accurate statement and with recommendations around patients being told about these things before they go on them, and recommendations that GPs need to support people. So it's been really pleasing to see that sometimes research does have an effect on the real world. It's been nice for me to do that based at the University of East London, that has always supported research that has an impact. They really value public engagement and doing the sorts of things that can actually improve things for people in the real world.